Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello friends, how are you today? I hope your day is better than yesterday, and I hope you are always healthy and happy. I'm Sukma Harjo. Today I want to explain about future tense. Maybe some of you have known about this tense. Actually, there are 16 tenses that we have to learn and understand them. Tense has a crucial role in English language. The function is to indicate the time when an action or event occurs. Okay, let's go to the topics today. What is future tense? The future tense of verbs expresses events or actions that have not yet happened and that will happen at some point in the future. So when we want to make a sentence or when to say something for the future or planning, we can use this tense. The time signal of this tense like tomorrow, next day, next morning, next week, next month, and next year. Here is types of future tense. There are 4 types of future tense. First is simple future tense, and the second is future progressive tense. The third, future perfect tense, and the last, future perfect progressive tense. Okay, we jump to the first simple future tense. The simple future tense is used for an action that will occur in the future, will and be going to expresses future time and often have essential the same meaning. So when we want to make a sentence that's planning for the future, we can choose will or be going to. It has will and be going to are have the same meaning, so we can choose this one or this one. And here is the example of will and be going to. First we talk about will. When we want to make a positive sentence or positive statement with use will, the formulation is subject plus will plus verb 1 or base form verb and object. For example, Sally will study English tomorrow. Sally as a subject, will. After will, we put study or verb 1. Verb 1 is like study, sing, cook, walk, and other. And after study, we have an object and time signal, tomorrow. And when we want to make a negative sentence or statement, the formulation is subject, will plus not to indicate that sentence that we make is contained with negative meaning. And after we put not, we put verb 1 and object. For example, Sally will not study English tomorrow. Sally as a subject, and here is will not, study as a verb 1, English as an object, and tomorrow as a time signal. And how about the question sentence? The formulation is will. We put will on the first of the sentence or the beginning of the sentence. After will, we put subject and then verb 1, object, and interrogative. For example, will Sally study English tomorrow? Here is will for the first, and Sally as a subject, study as a verb 1, English as an object, and tomorrow. How about we make a sentence with use be going to. When we want to make a positive sentence, the formulation is subject, be going to, verb 1, and object. For example, my father is going to play badminton tomorrow morning. Why? We use is for the be because the subject is father. When the subject is you or we or they, we can use are as a be, or when the subject is I, we put am as a be. So is because the subject is my father. So my father is going to play badminton tomorrow morning. My father as a subject is going to, play as a verb 1, object is badminton, and tomorrow morning is a time signal. When we want to make a negative sentence, the formulation is subject be. After be we put not and going to plus verb 1 and object. For example, my father is not going to play badminton tomorrow morning. My father is not. Here is to indicate the negative statement. After not, we put going to and then play badminton tomorrow morning. And the last one is about question sentence. The formulation is be, always in the front of the sentence when we want to make a question sentence. After be, we have subject and then going to, verb 1, object, and interrogative. For example, is my father going to play badminton tomorrow morning? Is as a be, we put in front of the sentence and then subject, going to, verb 1, object, and time signal. Do you understand, guys? I hope you enjoyed my video and I hope you get the new knowledge from my video. Okay, we jump to the second material. The second of the future tense is future progressive tense. Have you known about this tense, progressive? Progressive tense, the characteristic of this is be plus verb ing to indicate the event that ongoing, still ongoing. So the future progressive tense expresses an activity that will be in progress at a time in the future. This is the formulation when we want to use will and when we want to use be going to. When we want to use will, the formulation is subject, will, be plus verb ing and object. And when we want to use be going to, first is subject, be going to, and be plus verb ing. For example, when we want to use will to our sentence, like I will begin to study at 7. You will come at 8, sorry. So the future progressive tense is I will be studying when you come, because I will begin to study at 7 and you will come at 8. So I will be studying when you come. Subject, and here is will, be, and verb ing, studying. Verb ing like studying, reading, writing, buying, walking, and other. And when you come is a complement or object. Actually, here is a clause, guys, as an object. Okay, next example sentence. When we want to use be going to, For example, don't call me at 9 because I won't be home. I am going to be studying at the library. One is will not, guys. Here is the negative sentence. So don't call me at 9 because I won't be home. So I am going to be studying at the library. Do you understand, guys? Or still confused with this material? I as a subject. B of I is am. After B, we put going to and then be plus verb ing, studying. And add the library as an object. Library as an object. Okay, we move to the third types of future tense. Here is future perfect tense. Perfect tense contain the formulation of perfect tense is have plus verb 3 because to make a sentence that an action we have done, so we use perfect tense. So future perfect tense expresses an activity that will be before another time or event in the future. For examples, I will graduate in June. I will see you in July. By the time I see you, I will have graduated. So the formulation is subject plus will plus have and plus verb 3. I will graduate in June and I will see you in July. By the time I see you, I will have graduated because I will graduate in June. And we will see in July. So by the time I see you, I will have graduated. Here is the last future type of future tense, future perfect progressive. The future perfect progressive emphasizes the duration of an activity that will be in progress before another time or event in the future. For examples, I will go to bed at 10 p.m. Ed will get home at midnight. At midnight, I will be sleeping. So, I will have been sleeping for 2 hours by the time Ed gets home. I will have been sleeping because I will go to bed at 10 p.m. and Ed will get home at midnight, so I will have been sleeping for 2 hours by the time Ed gets home. The formulation of future perfect progressive is I will have been and verb ing. Why verb ing? Because here is future perfect progressive. Have been as a perfect tense and progressive as a progressive, and sleeping as a progressive tense. So I will have been sleeping is a future perfect progressive. Because I will go to bed at 10 p.m. Ed will get home at midnight, so I will have been sleeping for 2 hours by the time Ed gets home. Okay guys, that's all I can say. I'm sorry that there are a lot of mistakes that I make. Thank you for your kind attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Stay safe, guys.